Our first stop takes us to the quiet side of the Smoky Mountains, as some people call it, to Townsend. Ken Wilshire discovered what started out to be a simple road improvement project and resulted in an impressive tribute to past civilizations.
It stands on a scenic hill overlooking the Little River just outside the entrance to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. The wings on each side of the building look like outstretched arms, welcoming visitors and inviting them inside. It's the Great Smoky Mountains Heritage Center in Townsend, Tennessee, where guests will experience an entire range of amazing artifacts to pique their interest. And it's elevating education about the history of these hills to new heights.
We opened our doors in February of 2006 in the biggest snowstorm of the year. This is a cantilever barn. I don't know if you know this. This is a little known fact.
Actually, it all started out as a tiny transportation museum, according to Center Director Bob Patterson. But Bob says an historic archaeological find right in their own front yard led to the creation of this 17,000 square foot facility.
When they came in to widen the road 321, they ran into all this Native American material, and then the Cherokee and the Chickasaw and Dawn and other tribes became involved, and they had to bring in the University of Tennessee's archaeology department to unearth and do excavations. And when they did, they found over 100,000 objects, and they decided they had to showcase these. The Native Americans wanted it showcased, and that's where we came into being.
So naturally, the center has an impressive display of Native American artifacts. It's a fun way to learn about the diverse tribes who inhabited these mountains thousands of years ago.
They believe Native Americans have lived here, at least part-time, because those days they were nomads, part-time 9,000 to 11,000 years ago. So you had people living here just a tremendous long time ago. And nobody realizes that. They think it's fairly modern, maybe a couple hundred years. But the great stuff is we have artifacts on display that go back 9,000 years that show the people who lived here, and that there were forts here, which meant there was armed conflict here at some point, and the different types of construction that was used for the buildings. And we have footprints of what that looked like. And then we have all these objects. So the Native American side of things, we have found out so much about the games they played, their culture themselves, and we've tried to teach that to the children.
Could you imagine going to school all in one room?
And when the children come to the center, they can receive guided tours, starting with the outdoor amphitheater where a variety of concerts are held, and ending with the one-room schoolhouse used by their ancestors.
So what we try to do here is teach kids experiences beyond a computer, that there's a lot more to go on, there's a lot more things that are interesting. And so when the kids walk out of here, they're excited because we pique their interest by hands-on. We don't just show them, we let them play a part of it.
And kids weren't the only ones to get to play a part of it and enjoy a personal tour.
So when you're outside, what are you going to find out here?
Well, it's kind of interesting. We put these buildings together because we got them one at a time. In other words, it was like a jigsaw puzzle. We get one donate, okay, where are we going to put that one? Oh, we got another, where are we going to put that one? So what we did was we decided to break it up into two sections. Down in this area is our residential. This is where our houses are, our smokehouse for the houses. We have an outhouse, which by the way is the most photographed building on our property.
Wow, sure it is.
And then we have a church, and then you transition more into the commercial side of things. We have a wheelwright shop with a blacksmith shop, a sawmill, and a print shop.
Almost all of the old buildings are original and were moved here from the Townsend area. These 12 historic structures outside make exceptional venues for learning about early American life. I mean, we saw how to shuck corn inside, and outside we're learning how to transform it into some fine squeezins, as they say in these parts. It's an old still and a family tradition.
The reason he was in the business, his mother, who was from Ireland, when he was young, his father died. And the mother, being traditional American, did not have any income. So she knew how to make moonshine. So she started making moonshine, and she taught him, as a young boy, to make shine.
And no, the still's not operational, but it's certainly authentic, and it produced a lot of shine in its time. But back inside, another entire area is devoted to pioneer history. There are thousands of tools, farm implements, and other items that give folks a look at life when this part of the state was being settled.
Then on the other side, we've worked with a partnership with the National Park, again, where we showcase objects that came from the people of the mountains. And so we have an entire space just devoted to the people who came from Cades Cove, but also from all the other areas.
And visitors come here from all other areas of the country to enjoy the experience. The Cherokees have a name for this hallowed hollow. It's called the Tuckaleechee Cove, meaning peaceful valley. And it certainly is. There are lots of commercial portals to the Smoky Mountains, but they call this the peaceful side of the Smokies.
And that's what makes this place, I think, what it is. People walk out of here and they say they feel good here. They feel what they like the feeling. Well, the feeling's because of the people that have been here and been a part of it. Everybody gives so much to it, and it's such a warm space.
And this is just what you'll find at the Great Smoky Mountains Heritage Center. It's their mission to preserve the unique history and rich culture of the Native Americans and early settlers to the mountains of East Tennessee. And as you can see, they welcome this opportunity just like their guest, with open arms.